Hi, I'm Jamie. If you're new here, welcome. I am a freelance book illustrator. I've been doing it for about a year and a half, and I am represented by an agency. I also run a Patreon, and I do other goofy things like tattoo myself and hopefully other people soon. That's kind of a new blossoming hobby slash career for me. Mainly I am a book illustrator, and I very infrequently use YouTube, and we're gonna talk about that in this. But first, since this is not much to look at, I don't know, maybe this is nice. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, gosh, I went and I made this silly little frame, and now I don't think I really need it because this is nice. But just in case, here's the little frame I made for us today. So yes, hey, what are we doing here? I'm here so infrequently. It's like I drop in and I blast you with some information, and then I'm like, see ya in 4 months, kiddo. And so that's what I'm here to do again today. This is gonna be a studio vlog, and I am going to actually be kind of taking you throughout my day of what I do as a freelance illustrator. I just had a month-long break in between a lot of very, I was really stressed this past year, and I finally had a break, but now it's time to get back down to business. Before we actually get into me starting my workday and telling you what I'm going to be doing, what I already did today, I just wanted to have a little boys talk, little heart to heart, and that would be about sort of like why YouTube is so hard for me, even though I really like doing it, why it's so hard to keep up with, and sort of, you know, how I'm feeling about all of that. I love YouTube, and I think it's a great space, especially for creative people, in sharing sort of what their life looks like and giving insight to other people who maybe are wanting to get into that business or don't quite know. But I think it can also be really unhealthy sometimes, and I don't think it's ever intentional. Creators are trying to show the most beautiful aspect of their life. You know, even I own up to it, I set up the camera like 4 different times because each background sort of felt like, oh, this isn't cute enough, this doesn't like make my space look creative. It was like a box in my hallway, and like my jacket hanging on the door, and this completely undecorated space. Oh God, now I have to find my aesthetic angle again. Essentially though, I don't want to create a space that makes other people feel a sense of FOMO. And I just learned, I knew the term FOMO, I didn't know what it stood for, I just looked it up, and it stands for fear of missing out, which I think sums it up very well. I think that is there was no emotion really that had one word until FOMO came along that described that human feeling so well, where you see someone's space or you see someone's life and it's just like, why does mine not look like that? Is there something wrong with me? And I don't want to be that for other people. And I also just feel that like when I am sort of going around YouTube to get some inspiration for my studio vlogs and for my videos, and this is no shade, no tea to anyone in particular, I just end up feeling like weird. I just end up feeling like my space is not quite as elevated as these people's, and I'm sure that, you know, there's people who look at my stuff and they feel the same way. And I'm sure that the people whose videos I'm watching and feeling that sense of FOMO are probably feeling FOMO about someone else, or feeling like their stuff is not good enough and they're taking 20 minutes to set up the camera to get that good angle. It's just really hard. The internet is a great space, but it also gives such a small little sampling of what someone's life is actually like. So I just wanted to keep it really real. This video, I'm going to focus on just literally going about my creative day and sort of the jobs I need to do, and hopefully giving you a really accurate representation of what that is actually like. So let's change the angle just for something silly, just to, I don't know. I'm still gonna keep talking for a little bit, but let's get a new environment. All right, this is kind of weird. You're kind of looking down on me, I'm just a little guy. Okay, so what we have done, I always like to go to the gym at some point during the day. It just helps clear my mind, and I'm also working on like strength training, so I did that already. I have my little breakfast. I like to do a bit of writing in the morning. It's kind of a new thing that I have been doing where I use a digital journal instead of a physical writing journal, because as much as I like that sort of like mind-hand connection of writing, it causes too much pain in my hands, and I find that typing I can go faster, get my thoughts out more. I hold less information back from the page when I'm going faster. With writing, I'll end up like shortening things or not saying everything I want to say, so I do a little bit of that in the morning. I always look forward to it. I put on a bit of like chill beats to study to, which is like, I don't know why. It's like what am I trying to say? A classical conditioning thing. As soon as I hear those chill beats to study to, I'm like, oh, what if I journaled right now? And then I also will pull out my little Hobonichi planner, and I'll show you like right here. I do my little drawing for the day, and then I use the page in the planner to, instead of like writing down journaling, I will write down just sort of like whatever thought is at the top of my head, usually a couple sentences, whether it be my to-do list or like some words that I saw or some dream that I had. It's just kind of like, here's my silly little thing for the day. And so now the day has begun, and I would say, let's see, it's 11:40. Oh, I was responding to some emails and Patreon messages this morning. It is Sunday, so like emails won't really reach clients. I'm just kind of like shoving things in their inbox for them to come back to and be like, oh, God damn it. So what we have to do, I'm kind of sweating now. We have to do a sketch, sort of. I've done a thumbnail, but I need to do a sketch for a portrait that's going to be in a magazine called Rebel Girls, and it's really cool. I was assigned a young wildlife photographer, so I basically have to do a portrait that represents her. I wasn't given a lot of art direction. They were basically just like, make it look like her, and she's a wildlife photographer, and that was kind of it. So that's very exciting. I love these short-term projects that I can bang out in a couple days, a couple weeks, and I have a lot of sort of wiggle room with it. And then I have to do some coloring book pages, or rather I've done 2 coloring book pages. I have to do the 3rd to promote the picture book Mushroom Rain that I finished last year. That's coming out in the spring, and so the publisher is like, hey, we would love to have some stuff that kids can print out and get excited about the book. So I have to basically take my illustrations I did for the book and translate it and make a creative coloring book page thing. I will show you the previous 2 that I did yesterday, and the 3rd one, I gotta come up with something today. The last big thing on my to-do list that's work related today is to do a full read-through of the graphic novel manuscript that I just got, and this would be book 2 in the series that I just finished book 1 for. The authors and the project manager and the director have all been really cool, because they were like, now that we've seen what you can do in book 1, in book 2 we'd really like you to have some creative input. So they did give me character descriptions, and they did give me the manuscript, but they said, you know, if you feel anything should be tweaked as far as how the characters look, style-wise, like fashion, etc., let us know, and you know, we can brainstorm together. So that's really neat. And also, I feel some imposter syndrome, and I'm feeling a little nervous about it, but I'm also very excited because I just know how incredible these authors are and how much I love the characters that they write, so it will be fun to sort of add my own flair to it. That's about it for all the talking at the beginning here. I wanted to shout out, before I got working, Cheyenne Barton, who is like a friend of mine and obviously a really incredible creator here on YouTube, illustrator on Twitch. I am just really inspired by like her studio vlogs because they feel very casual. They don't, even though, you know, her space is incredible, her work is incredible, I don't feel that sense of FOMO. I feel like I'm sitting down with a good friend and just sort of catching up. So I'm really inspired by her vlogs and wanted to, you know, give her full credit and say that I also, hey, I wore this beanie and I thought of her just because I feel like she wears this sort of like cornflower ultramarine blue a lot, and it's just a fun, silly little time. All right, let's go ahead and get to work. So just for context, the book that this is for, all this promotional material, is Mushroom Rain, and that's what the cover looks like. I know it's a little blown out on here. The coloring book pages, so first we have a little mushroom maze, little ants tunneling inside of a bolete, and it's a really hard maze. You can screenshot this and try it if you'd like, or you can just wait to print out the coloring book page and do it yourself. And the other one that I did was sort of like a flat lay of colorful fungi. I think most of these are featured in the book, maybe like the turkey no, there are turkey tail. All of these are featured in the book. And for this third one, I think, I thought about doing like a spot the difference, but I don't know. I don't want to do a spot the difference. Or maybe like a find and seek sort of thing, like find all the ants. I'm looking back at the pages that I have done, the pages of the book, all the illustrations in the book, and I'm trying to figure out what would be a good one. Maybe something to do with rain and rain clouds, since that's one whole half of the title, and this has been mostly mushroom focused, but it's kind of supposed to focus on both. Oh, I might pull a couple of the illustrations in and make like a fake field journal sort of thing, and then say like you can draw your own mushrooms in and leave some blank spaces of like note cards and stuff within the field journal. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if that makes much sense, but you'll see as I go what that's gonna look like.
The plaza was a pretty similar area, lined with shops and filled with tons of penguins dancing, arguing and getting pissed because someone wouldn't stop throwing snowballs at them. The shops in the plaza are a little more interesting though. You have the pet shop where you can buy puffles, which are essentially pets that you can look after and walk around.
I've been trying to drink more water, and I'm drinking out of a straw. This is a silicone straw too, so it's extra uncomfortable. I've been trying to drink more water lately because sometimes there will be days where I'm like, did I drink water at all? So I try to drink at least 3 or 4 of these a day. I should probably even be drinking like 5. Adding a straw, like I always do the sticky kid impression. Something about dumping it in my face, just, it's not it. That doesn't help me drink water. This helps me drink water. Anyways, I really have to pee, so I might pee my pants, but I do want to show you the finished result of the coloring book page here. Yeah, some little photographs or drawings taped into the book and a little pencil. Got some sort of like field drawing sketches. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, yeah, that's the snail from the top. I don't know. Kids won't question it, hopefully. And then I have an area where kids can draw their own rain clouds in. Yeah, and that's the final page for the Mushroom Rain coloring book pages. I'm gonna go pee my pants, and then I'm gonna come back and we're going to work on the portrait for Rebel Girls. Should we do a little outfit check? Just see what we're working with today. Yeah, I really don't know what the point of this was. I don't know. Did you like that? I think this is it. I've done a version that has kind of like a dappled lighting effect, which is this one. Like we're looking at her through the trees, and then one without. I'm going to hand it off to them both ways and then see what they think. This is just supposed to be a sketch right now, and then it will move on to color rough and then final, I believe. And it's a pretty quick turnaround. I'm trying to get ahead a little bit because I am traveling next month and I don't really want to be working while I'm traveling, but you know, inevitably it might happen. Freelancing is nice because I can work while I'm traveling if I need to or want to, and it doesn't keep me from traveling, so yeah. One of the things that I get to do that I really enjoy a lot and that I don't take for granted is responding to Patreon comments. Responding to any comments really, but I think why Patreon comments are so much fun is because it is very intimate. The things that I post on Patreon are usually a little more, sorry, I forgot that I had music playing. It's usually more personal and it's more of like a behind the scenes look into, you know, my process work and also kind of what's going on in my head and my heart. And so to have people taking time to respond to that and to share their experience with me, it's a lot of fun to interact with that. And I feel like I have a lot of discussions with folks on here that I end up thinking about like before I go to bed at night. I just feel very thankful that I have people that are willing to support me. I feel so thankful that I have this community to come back to all the time. Like it genuinely makes me really, really happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do, my head's itchy. I'm going to respond to some Patreon comments. I could just go directly into reading the manuscript for Arden High Book 2. I could do that immediately, or I could take a break. I could go for another little walk. I'm gonna kind of see how I feel after these Patreon comments, and you're learning that a lot of my day is very intuitive and it comes down to just what I'm feeling in the moment. Okay. Stop looking at me. Hey, welcome to the couch. I've just finished reading through the entire manuscript of the second book in that graphic novel. Why am I saying? You already know what I was reading. Sorry, I'm just shaken because of how sexy that was. Felt like I had a really good time reading it, and usually I don't work this late, but I felt like this wasn't really working. I felt like this was just having a good time reading. Yeah, so that was just really, I'm shaken. I am shaken to the core. Kitty purr, boots the house, slay. Anastasia Beverly Hills. What? Like what? Don't look at me. Don't. I think this is another instance of FOMO is the way that people make coffee. I feel like the accepted fancy ways to make coffee is like having a really nice machine or an espresso maker or a really nice French press or pour over. Nope, it's just me and Mr. Coffee here. I used to have a French press, but I just found that being able to make batch coffee is really nice, and there's less cleaning involved with this. And I mean, I know the taste is probably not as pure and grandiose, but this does the trick for me. And hey, this machine was like $16, so. Hey, so today we are going to do our little morning routine. I'm going to try to do my, nope. So while that is brewing, I thought I would go ahead and tell you that I just woke up recently. That's why you're looking at me like this. Yeah. Today is going to be mostly focused on one thing, and that is doing some sort of like character designs. Now that I've read through the manuscript of the graphic novel and all the character spreadsheets, I now am gonna go in and just do like sort of sketches, full body of the characters, and then send them over to the authors, hopefully by Wednesday. The project manager, I told him that I would have it in on Wednesday, but honestly, I think I might have it done by tomorrow. We will see, and then I might start editing this video. But as far as this morning, the order of things that will happen here in the studio is, since I woke up, I'm making some coffee, I'm gonna make some food, and I'm going to do my sort of like morning stuff, which is usually writing, journaling a little bit, and writing my to-do list, kind of looking through my emails, any comments that I need to respond to, take care of all of that this morning. And then either depending on how I feel, I will either go to the gym then, or I will start to work a little bit and then I will go to the gym after that and then come back, continue working. I don't think I can show you anything that I'm working on today. I might be able to show you like a piece of someone's leg or someone's like a portion of someone's hair, but I don't think I can show you like whole character designs. But I do put some of that stuff on Patreon, so if you would like to see that, you can go support me on Patreon. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat food. I'm really hungry. Okay, I am gonna go to the gym now. It is about 10:40. I just got done writing up some stuff for Patreon. I did a post that included some like secret sketches that I've done recently, the coloring book pages that I showed you, and I talked a little bit about this studio vlog. I also responded to some emails. I am going to be doing some cover reveals this week, and honestly by the time I post this video they probably will have already happened, but it's exciting to be able to share something that I have been working on for so long, and especially after this whole year of like mental illness, I felt like I was doing nothing because nobody was seeing my work, and I haven't seen the fruits of my labor yet because none of the books are out. And so doing cover reveals is like, I finally get to show something that is like worth something in my mind. I have 2 this week and then 1 kind of coming up. But yeah, that's all. And then I'm gonna come back from the gym, shower, eat, and then just work on character designs for the rest of the day, basically. Time to go work my tiny little brain and my tiny little muscles. It's about 6 p.m. and I have been working kind of on and off on, oh, I wish I could show you. You know what? I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna blur it. Yeah, just these characters, I'm getting very much into them. It's a very exciting job that I get to do. Now I'm gonna go for a walk. I actually just, I'm lying to you. I just went for a little bit of a walk and then I really had to pee, so I came back and I peed. Now I'm filming this and this is where I'm gonna leave it off for this vlog. Not sure if this was any good. I always feel like that at the end of my videos, but hey, we're all about authenticity here, and this is as authentic as it gets, I guess. I hope you enjoyed. As always, like, leave a comment. Let me know, even if it's to bully me, you can leave a comment to bully me. Don't, please don't. But, you know, hey, talk to me, leave a comment. Anyways, love you. Didn't even blow a kiss, I just kind of touched my mouth and then spread it everywhere. Bye.